What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Runner Up Podcast. I'm your host, Najee Adams. You know, I got my guy with me today, Jalaal. Sandy. How you doing, bro?
Chilling, man. It's been a crazy holiday season, but we back. Happy.
You're back.
No, it's too late to say Happy New Year. It's the 9th.
Yeah,
After a week, we don't say that no more. We don't say that no more.
We back. Well, it was tough to record the week after we last recorded because it was Christmas week, and then I went on a cruise the week after for New Year. So it was like this is really the first time that we've been able to record. So, my New Year's resolution, damn near every year, is like be more consistent. And this year I was like, I'm not doing that shit because clearly that shit is not the move. So, but I wanted to ask you, do you have any New Year's resolutions that you would like to share? Or the personal shit, you totally don't have to share. But if you have any, like if you
or like for the pod type shit,
personally for you, that you feel comfortable sharing.
I would say like usually I always be like, oh, I gotta like lose this many pounds or something because I've always been a husky fellow.
Yeah.
But I kind of changed like the way I think about it is just to be intentionally healthier with like everything. Not with just like physical health, but like mental health and healthy relationships and stuff like that.
I expect that. Hell yeah. I feel like black men and mental health, baby. Come on. Yeah.
No, for sure. So all like toxic relationships or that relationships I feel are toxic should come to light this year. And if I feel like I need to address it, I will address it. But yeah, I want to take all of my health more seriously.
That's a fire one. I've 2 years ago was to go to the gym. I went to the gym for like 3 months and it was like, hell no. So I'm not doing
I used to do stuff like that. Like, I'm gonna go to the gym more, or I'm gonna stop eating this or stop doing this. But it's more just like committing to a lifestyle. So I would say after this weekend, because I'm definitely getting drunk on Saturday to watch the game.
Nice.
Starting Monday, I would like to start my journey on
that. I did a dry January last year. I've done a dry January the last 2 years, and the people that I do it with never finish it. So I said, like, yo, I'm not doing this shit again with y'all. So I'm not doing it dry. But I finished it the last 2 years. So I've proved to myself, hey, if you don't got to drink for a month, I can do it. So I'm not doing that shit again this year. For me, really, my resolution is honestly to just be more like make my time more meaningful. Like me and Christy say this all the time. Like we want to take advantage of our 24, like use our full 24 to do things that are gonna like elevate our lives. Because like I find there's so many times where I'm just sitting on the couch doing fuck all, and I'm like, damn, like I could be doing so much other shit right now than sitting on here watching TV or playing a video game, or like just being more intentional with my time is my New Year's resolution. And also making a big life step, or like like getting engaged, or like doing some kind of shit like that. Just like I just feel like I've been doing the same shit for too long. Like something I'm ready for the next, or getting a new job. Like I want, if FanDuel, if you're listening, don't take that serious. But like I just think that like I just wanted to make a new step in my life to be to just start some new shit. I feel like I've been doing the same shit for too long, and I'm ready for something new. And so, yeah, that's our New Year's resolutions. If our pod Wi-Fi is bad, listen, man, I got a new router 2 weeks ago. Jalal's Wi-Fi, I don't know if his is bad, mine's is bad, both of ours is bad, neither of us is as bad. So just
mine's is shaky. Mine's is shaky for sure. I have good days and bad days.
Yeah, just bear with us. But in doing that, I do want to be more consistent with the pod. I think I've said that a bunch of times, but like I do.
Do you have like a pod resolution?
A pod resolution? I don't know, bro. Like I want, because I feel like it's hard to do it, because then at the end of the year, if we don't hit it, I'm gonna be mad discouraged. So like I don't.
It should be like, for me, I feel like we need more guests. Like bring more guests on.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is a way to just get the pod out there. So I was like, why don't we aim for like 5 guests by the end of the year?
I think that's a great goal. 5 guests by the end of the year is a great goal.
That's mine.
Oh,
That's
that's
mine.
yours.
Yeah, what's yours?
Okay, so yours being 5 guests by the end of the year. I think for me, I want to do one. I think me saying like posting weekly is just I think that should be the goal. But if like that's a difficult goal to hit for me, period. So I want to say posting weekly. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna say posting weekly, and I know there's gonna be a week that comes that we can't post because we have like other lives outside of this. But like, if I feel good about it up until that point, like there's no reason, or at least like posting. How many weeks are in a month? There's like 4 months, the 4 weeks in a month. At least posting 3 of the 4 weeks in a month. If I would like to miss 1 month, 1 week each month. That's it. Other than that, I want to be relatively consistent.
Well, that's just gonna give you a loophole to be like,
I know that.
this the 1 week. Yeah, we done did 3. Yeah, no, I'm not. We're not doing that. It could just we do as many as we can.
Yeah, I'll probably.
I mean, we were pretty consistent at the end of the beginning of last year.
In the beginning,
and then we had 2025 was nuts for me.
2025 was a brutal year. It was honestly
insane.
like it was probably I can't think of worse years for me. Period. Like it was a tough year for Chris, so therefore it was a tough year for me. Like it was just a lot going on.
Yeah.
2025 wasn't the best year, but 2016 was a good year. So I feel like 2026 might also
niggas
be
been
a
holding
good year.
on to 2016.
2016 was a great year. So hopefully we get some.
It's crazy that it's been 10 years though. Like
10
years ago, we were graduating high school.
Yeah,
which is nuts.
God damn. Yeah.
And I'm not going to the 10-year reunion because fuck them.
I don't know.
I think we know somebody who might go though.
If Daniel goes, I'll go. I'm not gonna lie. If Daniel goes, I'll go.
I'm not going. I knew you was gonna say that. I'm not going.
For jokes, I'll go. If Daniel goes, I'll go. For jokes.
I'm not flying back home to go see some people I ain't seen in 10 years. No.
No, we'll FaceTime you in. We'll have
you on the not cam. Answering. Not
have
answering.
You on the cam.
Not answering. So I could be the performative clown on the phone.
Yeah. But no, I think 5 guests. I also want to do a month where we post every day on TikTok and Instagram. Like for whether that, I don't know what month, but like whether it's February, March, April, June, July, whatever the fuck, 1 month where we post every single day on both of those platforms.
That's tough.
And I think that's very difficult, but like that's why I'm just setting it at a month. And like it can be like a 30-second video, a 45-second video, a 3-minute video, whatever it is, like posting every single day on both those. And like it's not like you're making different videos for each platform. Like what we post on TikTok, we post on Instagram. So it's really just making a video a day, right? Like it's really just taking our long form content and finding 30 videos that we can make a day, and recording weekly helps with that because like in this episode we're about to record alone, I'm sure there will be 5 TikToks we can pull from it, if not more. Then we record next week, there's another 5. Like that makes it easy, but like usually we record twice a month, and so by then the things that we've last talked about are outdated, so now we can't make a TikTok about it. So it's like if we do record weekly, I think that helps build the like posting daily on TikTok and Instagram. So I don't know
we
what
should make
month
like a schedule, because like we could talk about this after, but like recording on a certain day usually helps, because then like, hey, we got to post by this day.
Yeah.
And then because usually we record like towards the end of the week, and then episode might not go up till Sunday, Monday.
I'd love to record on Wednesdays, because that like if we record Wednesday night, that gives me a chance to edit it Thursday, post on Friday, right? Like if we post every Friday, I think that's a fair enough thing, because like what we're talking about for NFL is like all happening on the weekend anyway. So it does that doesn't matter.
It's tough for the NBA because like NBA is basically every day.
Yeah.
So it would maybe we should just make shorter episodes, I feel like.
I think that that's another thing. I think that the 2-hour episodes are tough. Like I think we should try and keep it to like an hour 30 max. Like I think hour, especially if we get guests, like there's no way we can ask someone to sit on here for 2 hours. You feel me? Like we gotta be like, yo, pull up here. We got an hour episode, hour 30 maybe. And like granted, like we can keep the guests for 45 minutes, get them up out of here, and then do some shit, the 2 of us. But yeah, I think we should. The fact that we're talking about this to begin the pod is hilarious. But I do think that we should
skip ahead if you do not care.
Yeah, I do think that we should record. Like we should try and keep it to like an hour and a half. Which I think that this episode will be. Like we don't have a ton to talk about in this episode. Like we're gonna talk playoffs.
We always say that, and then we end up 2 hours.
Yeah, that's true. But we do end up 2 hours. But hopefully this episode is like an hour and a half. But yeah, I think the theme of everything, honestly, is just being more consistent and making the podcast feel like, because people all the time, like people that have their second job or like are entrepreneurs or like are content creators, all of them have other jobs for the most part. Like they start out with other jobs and they still find a way to find the time to make the content creation their main job. And like, I just think that I'm not putting in the time needed to be able to do that. Like, I want this to be like, if I could do this for a living, that would be great. But like, I'm not, in order to do that, you have to act like it is your job and like take the time that you're sitting on the couch after a long day at work and be like, nah, fuck that. I'm going to do some shit for the pod. I'm going to do some shit for my content creation. And so like, I think for me, I want to start making that time more valuable. So that is my pod resolution, to be honest. But yeah, that's my spiel.
Bro took 5 minutes to give his resolution. But
honestly, and I don't even know what the fuck I said. So shout out.
Just chatting.
Yeah, just babbling.
Let's so you want to start with playoffs or you want to do the top 5 first?
Well, we have to start with song of the week, my boy. And we're also recording right now on like the afternoon, which never happened. So shout out, got a coffee, got an iced coffee, nice little Nespresso.
Already had mine, brother.
You know, we got an Nespresso for Christmas, so I'm making iced coffees and shit now.
You got the one that we got, the pop
Virtual Pop. Yeah, the little shit.
Yeah,
we got that. So that shit is elite. I'm not gonna lie. So
it's quick too.
Yeah,
like 15 seconds. I was like, oh,
they be getting mixy with it on TikTok. If you look up like Nespresso recipes, they be so I'm gonna figure out how to do all that shit. But for right now, we keep it calm.
This is what for those of you who single men listen. This is what happens when you have a coffee addict as a life partner.
Well, yeah, song of the week. I'll start it off. My song of the week is from I don't think I said this before, but it's from Karri, and it's called Time Again. I don't know if you've Karri, he makes, I think his most popular song is Oakland Part 2, the one that's like, you've been outside, but tonight feels like that one.
I think I've heard it.
Yeah, that is his most popular song. He's like a Drake cosign, like he's not technically OVO, but like Drake has
so he's not 4 bats.
I
like 4 bats though.
No, it's not 4 bats. But yeah, he released a new album in 2025, late 2025. It's like R&B soul. And Time Again is a great song to go listen to. So that's my song of the week.
My song of the week. I actually sent you the song. I don't know if you listened to it when I sent it to you, but
oh, you did send me a song and said, let me know you think of this, and I forgot to listen to it. So yes,
I know you didn't listen to it.
I'll listen to it.
I ain't even address it because I was like, he ain't listen. There's no way he listen. My song of the week is called Idols and Rivals by Reason featuring Kai Cash. Shout out Kai Cash, Brooklyn artist.
Shout out.
Not really like a drill artist, kind of like more of a old school feel, like Joey Badass. Kind of, so like he would fit well in that era, and he actually raps. And it's a great song. I fuck with it. You should listen to it because I sent it to you like 3 weeks ago. Yeah, that's my song.
And so, yeah, we can start out with, I kind of already ran through what we're going to talk about, but since it is the NFL playoffs, Jalaal had the great idea to run down our top 5 NFL playoff moments. So we can kind of start there. For me, I'm going to give a disclaimer. I think I've said this on the pod before. I'm the most massive football fan in the world, but that does not mean that I've watched football my entire life. I would consider myself a relatively late bloomer. I didn't start watching football until 2012 when I was like 14. So I would say, I don't even know if I was 14 in 2012. I may have been 16. I don't know. Between 14 and 16 is when I started watching football. I'm now 27. So I've been in the game for like 13 years. So I'm not, if you're expecting me to come on here and be like the 2007 Wildcard, that's not happening. Because I was not watching. I was watching goddamn Power Rangers or whatever the fuck. I don't know what I was watching back then. But it was not football. So my earliest top 5 playoff memory is from 2010, which I feel like is a great
Me as well.
Great go for me. So shout out. So yeah, if you want to start with your fifth one, what you got?
Well, I always got some honorable mentions. So let's hop in the time machine.
So, yeah.
No, let's because I had to look up a couple of these games to see when they happened just to make sure, because I basically did since 2010, because I'm also like, I didn't start watching until like 2008-ish, 2009. So yeah, I just started at 2010, because a lot of these games, disclaimer, if you look it up, a lot of these greatest games ever played in the playoffs are a lot of Packers heartbreaking losses. So none of those are on my list, just so we're clear. My first honorable mention, I believe, is from 2011. Steelers Broncos, Tim Tebow, walk-off touchdown to Demaryius Thomas, rest in peace, DT. It was crazy to watch in real time, because I feel like that whole year people were like, how does Tim Tebow keep doing this? Like, kind of like how people are talking about the Bears. Like, how do the Bears keep playing like garbage for the first 3.5 quarters, and then in the fourth quarter they just garner up this magic? And the Steelers were one of the most respected franchises. They were coming off a Super Bowl appearance. And I think a lot of people picked the Steelers to win that game, and just to watch Tim Tebow, who honestly, that was probably the peak of his career, throw absolute dime to Demaryius Thomas, and he took care of it. It was really like a slant, but for Tim Tebow, that's a dime. Yeah, great moment for that franchise. Great moment for Tim Tebow. Second one, my personal favorite of watching a franchise crumble, Saints Vikings in about, I think it was 2010 NFC Championship game. Brett Favre throws a game-sealing interception when he absolutely did not need to, and that is just the epitome of Brett Favre. And this is what happens when you decide to go play for the fucking Vikings. To me, though, like the moment itself is atrocious, but the call by the Vikings play-by-play announcer is the best part about the entire thing. If you've never seen the clip, you probably have if you watch football, but if you've never seen the clip, just go look it up. Brett Favre interception versus the Saints. It's gonna come up. That shit is hilarious. My number 5, I think you were watching football around this time. 2013 Colts Chiefs. The Colts were down 38-10 in the third quarter, and Andrew Luck just decided, yeah, it's time to put these dudes on my back. That is the epitome of putting a team on your back, bro. Like, we're watching Alex Smith and Jamal Charles, and I believe Dwayne Bowe and Travis Kelce were on the team, just put belt to ass for 3 quarters. And then Andrew Luck was just like, yo, fuck this. And T.Y. Hilton starts scoring touchdowns. And I don't even remember like who was on like the team. I just remember T.Y. Hilton scoring a touchdown. And it felt like Andrew Luck was always supposed to be like one of those guys. Like, he was the first overall pick in his draft, and he led the Colts to the playoffs in his first year. And that was like his first huge playoff moment. And unfortunately, his career never panned out to what it was supposed to be because of concussions and stuff like that. But a great moment. That was one of the first times where I was like, damn, this football shit is elite. Like, you sit there and you watch a game, you watch a team get smacked, and you blink, and all of a sudden it's a 6-7 point game, and you're like, oh, this might be one for the ages. But yeah, shout out to Andrew Luck. My goodness.
Shout out to Andrew.
What a guy. What a guy.
I was an Andrew Luck fan. I used to be in Andrew Luck, Russell Wilson debates in high school. So shout out. My number 5, I was not watching football at this time, but when I became a Seahawks fan, I think it was relatively impossible to not go back and watch this play and think of how it epitomized the Pete Carroll Seahawks era of football that was to come. 3 years later, they ended up winning the Super Bowl. 4 years later, they went back to another one. For me, my number 5 is the Beastquake. 2010 NFC Wildcard game versus the Saints. 7-9 Seahawks squeak into the playoffs against the 11-5 Saints. Marshawn, 67-yarder, one of the most iconic plays in NFL history, I'd say. He breaks like 20 tackles. Entire offensive line is still down there running with him. Puts Tracy Porter in the fucking dirt. And then he holds his nuts into the end zone. Like, I think that, like, yeah, like, that is just one of one of my favorite Seahawks plays. In fact, I wish I could have watched it live. Obviously I did not, but like I think it's impossible to be a Seahawks fan and not look at that run and not look at that play and think, damn, like this is a part of like the ethos of Seattle in terms of like what they went on to be and what they went on to be known for. So like for me, the Beastquake easily, even though I was not watching it, is one of my 5 favorite playoff memories. Number 4, every other thing I was watching.
I want to say something about that. I was gonna put that on my list, but I knew you were gonna put it on yours. So I was like, I don't want to have, because there's another game that we probably both have on here. And I was like, that I remember watching that live. Insane. Oh no, not the one you're thinking about. I don't have that shit on my list. Fuck that. But the Beastquake run, like I watched it live and I was like, because I never really watched the Seahawks like that because it was different. Like we didn't have streaming platforms or anything like that. So the Seahawks weren't like on TV a lot. And my mom is a Saints fan. So we're watching the game and I'm like, okay, like Drew Brees, you know, they fresh.
He threw for like 400 yards in that game.
Cooking. And then all of a sudden, Marshawn Lynch breaks out. I'm like, okay, stiff arm, boom, shrug off another, juke one more. I'm like, yeah, this is great. And you can literally see the screen of the camera shaking. Like that's how loud it was in what we called it the clink back then. It's what, Lumen Field now?
Yeah, Lumen. Now.
But yeah, that's like one of the most iconic plays in NFL history. And despite him being on the Seahawks and ruining a lot of my good memories, Marshawn Lynch is one of my favorite running backs ever. So
yeah, shout out to Beast Mode. My number 4, it is honestly, I think this is probably higher for other people, but for me, like as a Seahawks fan, my top 2 are Seahawks memories. But for me, number 4, I think if we're talking about like playoff games in the last 15 years, I think it's very difficult to not include this. The 2021 AFC divisional. A lot of people think it's the greatest game ever played, known as the 17-second game, known as the Gabe Davis game, known as the game that changed the overtime rules forever. If you haven't seen it, I don't know where you've been, but in the last 1 minute and 54 seconds, there was 3 touchdowns and a field goal. The Bills milked the clock with a 7-minute drive that ends in a Gabe Davis touchdown. The Chiefs then go 75 yards in 5 plays in 52 seconds to score a 64-yarder to Tyreek Hill. The Bills then go 75 yards in 49 seconds to set up Gabe Davis's 4th touchdown of the game. And then with 13 seconds left, apparently Andy Reid told Mahomes, when it's grim, go be the Grim Reaper. I'm like, oh shit, that's crazy. 13 seconds left. Mahomes goes 44 yards in 3 plays. Harrison Butker field goal to send us to OT. Josh Allen never touches the ball again. Travis Kelce touchdown. Bills lose 36-42 in OT, and the overtime rules change forever. Right. and that was the game that everyone is like, this was the year that Josh Allen's year. Like, this is the year the Bills would win the Super Bowl, blah, 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 blah. But honestly, that was one of the greatest games I've ever seen. I actually got home. I was not home for it. And then I got home with like 7 minutes left in the 4th. And I'm like, oh shit, let me just watch the rest of it. Cause like Mahomes, Allen, cool. I was like, holy fuck, this is an insane game. So yeah, I think that's easily number 4 for me. What you got?
That's probably the most impactful game of this decade, because like to change the overtime rules, when I was begging for them to change overtime rules for 10 years, bro. 10 years. The amount of times I watched the Packers lose a football game because we never touched the ball in overtime is absolutely insane. And for them to be like, well, the fans wanted Josh Allen to touch the ball, so I guess we got to change the rules. Like,
the fans wanted Gabe Davis's 5th touchdown.
Yeah. the fans want to see Gabe Davis score a 4th touchdown. I'm like, all right, bro, whatever. My number 4, another memorable moment from a season that wasn't so great for me personally, but Seahawks 49ers 2014 NFC Championship game. There's something about like there's something about like division rivals playing in the playoffs, and especially when they're playing for the 3rd time and it's the NFC Championship game, like for all the marbles to talk all your shit. And these were two great teams. Like the 49ers are absolutely stacked. Colin Kaepernick, Frank Gore, Vernon Davis, Michael Crabtree, Anquan Bolden.
Yeah.
Like they had someone else too. I can't remember. The defense absolutely ridiculous. Patrick Willis, Navarro Bowman,
yep.
Alden Smith, Justin Smith, like and then obviously the Seahawks with Russell Wilson and Beast Mode and Doug Baldwin, Jermaine Kearse, and Richard Sherman, Earl Thomas, Cam Chancellor, and Bobby Wagner. Like, bro. But for me, the reason I put it on here was because of the ending. Richard Sherman tipping the ball in the air, Malcolm Smith picking it off, and
Super Bowl MVP.
What it led to, like the moment it led to post game, Richard Sherman talking hot to Aaron Andrews, and I feel like that made not only Richard Sherman famous, but like Aaron Andrews kind of made her moment too, because she egged it on. Like he's like, "Don't you ever talk about me? Who was talking about you, Richard? Who was?" And he's in the heat of the moment, and now they'll come and find out he was on Patrick Surtain and Terry on Arnold's podcast.
Michael Crabtree was talking hot.
Yeah, Michael Crabtree was talking crazy, like he wanted to do something outside of football. So I understand the beef now. Like it's 10 years later, and you understand it now. But one of the most memorable moments for me as a young football fan, and I hate the 49ers. Oh my god, like if there's a team in the NFC that I hate more than like anybody that plays in my division, it's the 49ers, because I personally have never seen the Packers beat the 49ers in the playoffs. So I hate them with all of my heart. And I have respect for the Seahawks because they built one of the most fearsome teams I can remember. You want me to go to my number 3, or you want to do yours?
Before you do it, breaking news from Shams Charania. For the first time, the Memphis Grizzlies are entertaining offers to move Ja Morant ahead of the deadline.
Oh, brother.
Because they're considering multiple paths forward, including building around 2023 DPOY Jaren Jackson Jr.
Okay, so they're gonna be the fucking Miami Heat juniors, building around a primarily defensive player.
They saw Trae get moved. They said, you know what? Fuck it.
But what are you moving Ja for? Ja's value might be lower than Trae's.
Probably. He got moved for Corey Kispert and goddamn CJ McCollum. So we'll get to that. Yeah, we'll get to that. But yeah, you go to your number 3.
My number 3, 2018 NFC. I want to say this is divisional. I can't remember. I looked it up. I don't remember what I read. Vikings Saints.
Oh, that's also my number 3.
Stephon Diggs walk-off touchdown. Just to make one thing clear, the Saints are absolutely the better team in this game. They did everything correctly. Drew Brees walked down, did his job. But because Marcus Williams decided, hey, man, I'm trying to take this nigga's head off, and completely whiffed in a basically like cover 4 prevent situation where don't let anything behind you. And you know, Stephon Diggs is a dynamic receiver. He's probably one of the better receivers in the last 10 years. How do you let that happen? But like the moment of like Joe Buck, Diggs touchdown, and then he throws his helmet and
you get the meme at the end where he's like,
the meme that's still very relevant to this day. Like, I don't give the Vikings credit for much, but that's a fire moment. Like walk-off touchdowns in the playoffs are very, very rare. I've been on the
NFC chip, like that's dumb.
But the thing was like I thought that the Saints were better than the Eagles. Like if the Saints and Eagles played, I thought the Saints would have won. Mm-hmm. But maybe not, because that Eagles team was kind of ridiculous.
Eagles dog walked the Vikings.
Yeah, they did. They smoked them. But walk-off touchdowns are very rare. And unfortunately, I have yet to witness one for my team. So to witness it for teams that you hate, it sucks. But like as a fan of the sport, it's like an unforgettable moment. Like, damn, glad that wasn't my team.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, for me, my number 3 is also the 2018 divisional. Same exact reason. I think it was just an insane moment. Like you just don't see shit like that happen in the playoff. You just don't like the Vikings are down 9 seconds left, 3rd and 10 on their own 39, and he rips off a 61-yard walk-off touchdown. Like that's crazy. Like you just don't see that. And so I think you covered it pretty much. So I won't even stay on it too long. But yeah, that was one of the craziest moments that I've ever seen live. For me,
I feel like the Saints constantly got shafted.
They did.
That wasn't really like a shafting, but like for that time and then the next year, the Rams game where it was
they changed the PI rules after that.
But whether they changed it or not, that was a PI in any rule book.
Yeah,
bro committed murder on the field, and it was like,
game over. Yeah. So
and we got robbed of a Drew Brees, Tom Brady Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's facts. My number 2 is the 2014 NFC Championship game. I think it is probably to this day the best football game I've ever seen. From start to finish. Well, for me personally, like I think that this game was just an absolute roller coaster of emotions. For both of us, for me on the winning side, shout out.
Oh wait, are you talking about the Packers? The Packers?
I'm talking about the Packers game, the Packers Seahawks 2014.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm giving my thoughts.
NFC chip game. If you've never seen it, so basically Mason Crosby makes a field goal to make it 19-7 with 10 minutes left. No one does anything for that next 10 minutes. And then Russ runs it in for a touchdown to make it 19-14 with 2 minutes and 9 seconds left. We then kick it onside, and this is where
no. You're forgetting something very important. So, did you forget about the fake field goal?
Oh, I did forget about the fake
field goal. The fake field goal started everything, bro.
Yes. The fake field goal. Russ runs it in. Brandon Bostic, Seahawks onside kick. Brandon Bostic jumps to catch it. Slips right through his hands. Shout out Romeo Dobbs. Slips right through his hands. Wow. And then Seahawks recover it. Marshawn rips a 24-yarder to make it 19-20. Seahawks go for 2 to make it a 3-point game. Russ completes one of the wildest 2-point conversions I've ever seen to Luke Wilson. Runs back like 20 yards. Just says, "You fuck it." Throws it in the end zone. Luke Wilson somehow catches it. People forget about this, but Rodgers then goes 44 yards in 7 plays to hit a field goal with 14 seconds left. We go to OT. Jermaine Kearse, 35-yard touchdown right down the seam. Russell Wilson walk off. That entire postseason was weird.
And we lose by 2.
Yeah. That entire postseason was weird because that the game before that was the game that y'all played. The Dez should have caught it game. The Dez catch game. We then get into that.
I was of the belief from that point on that whoever got lucky was just cursed. Because we beat the Cow. I mean, we would have beat the Cowboys anyway. They score. We got Aaron Rodgers with 3 minutes left. You're gonna win the game. But from that to happen, then to the onside kick to happen, I'm like,
the Malcolm Butler shit.
And then the Malcolm Butler shit, I'm like, damn, this is just bad luck for the NFC. But it was a great game. I don't know if you remember, but we were on PlayStation, like talking to each because I didn't have I don't think I had an iPhone at the time, so there was no like FaceTime or anything. So we were just talking on PlayStation
with no game.
No game, bro. We just at the home screen with the HDMI switched over to cable.
Yeah.
Just talking. And like we weren't like talking shit, but it was real like tense and quiet.
It was like a watch party. Like we would just watch it in the party together. So you're talking to it.
And I think we both knew, like, because sometimes, like a team that's not as good gets to the NFC Championship game playing against the best. We knew, like, we the 2 best teams in the NFC. Like, we had played, I want to say, first game of the season that year. Y'all kind of smacked us around, but it felt a little different because I'm like, we got the MVP, best quarterback in the league. Defense is legit. Y'all got the best defense in the league. So let's see what happens. And it's one of the best games ever played. Terrible memory for me personally, but I mean, it was like the second or third of many disappointments.
And Rodgers didn't touch the ball in OT, did he?
No, this is what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah.
So to go from like
that shit,
they should have changed it then, but no, they let it rock on. Then the next year they play the Cardinals and we got walked off by Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so they're just never going to change the rules. They finally changed it, which is great. But yeah, man, playoffs are great, but I've experienced a shit ton of heartbreak.
Yeah.
And one Super Bowl and an insane amount of heartbreak. Like it's absolutely absurd. Did you want to say anything else, or you?
No. You could go. You could rip your 2-1.
Yeah, because the good memories end there in that season, don't they?
Yeah, yes, they do.
Also, I hope Sam Darnold stubs his big toe like next Saturday. Since you want to talk about shout out Romeo Dobbs.
If you win, then we auto play you. So yeah, shout out.
Yeah,
I'm hoping you win because I don't want to see Stafford again. So yeah, I'm hoping y'all win.
That's fair. No, that's fair. My number 2, you already talked about it. Chiefs Bills 2022, the Gabe Davis game, the Patrick Mahomes walk him down game, the Josh Allen never touched the ball in overtime game. I was honestly between this game and Chiefs Patriots from 2019 because that game was also insane. Also went to overtime. Tom Brady versus Patrick Mahomes, but like not Mahomes. That like not Mahomes at his peak, kind of like the new Mahomes. They're like, oh my god, this kid is amazing. And Tom Brady's at the not the end of his Patriots tenure almost. Like one last hoorah with the Patriots, and they get walked down in OT by the GOAT. And yeah, another great game played. I could have put it on the list, but I didn't really want to repeat anything that I put on here.
Yeah.
And my number 1. You can sit down and grab your little coffee cup because you did not watch football back then. But I'm just going to go 2010 Packers Bears NFC Championship game. Aaron Rodgers announcement to the world that he is here when people knew who he was but didn't get enough respect. Charles Woodson, BJ Raji, big boy pick 6. Tramon Williams,
I've seen the
Sam
highlight.
Shields.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they've been playing it. They've been playing it all week. Last time we played,
yeah.
Our defense is nowhere near that. But you know, like that for me, that was the most enjoyable time as a fan watching your team. And I didn't realize at the time that would be the last time I watched the Packers Bears playoff game for the next 15 years. So for that to be their only Super Bowl run. And for me to know what happened after that, I cherish that very, very near and dear to my heart.
I respect
so shout out Aaron Rodgers, our franchise GOAT. Shout out to Greg Jennings, Jordy Nelson, and the rest of the gang, Donald Driver, all you boys. I miss that team. Legit team. Like if you go back, that team was stacked, bro.
See, I wasn't watching football. I have no clue.
Nick Collins. I don't know if you know who Nick Collins is, but he was a dog. He had a neck injury that ruined his career. Hey, Nico ain't Nick. I'll tell you that much.
My number 1, you touched on it earlier, but for me, I think it really, for me personally, I think it like bookmarked my Seahawks fandom, my football fandom. It was 2 years into me being a Seahawks fan, and I will never forget sitting on my floor watching Richard Sherman's interview with Aaron Andrews and thinking like, wow, I'm happy as fuck that I'm a Seahawks fan. It's obviously the 2013 NFC Championship game. We'd go on to win the Super Bowl, destroy the Broncos. They didn't even score a touchdown. And for the record, none of these moments are Super Bowl moments. We did that by design. But yeah, the 2013 NFC Championship game, as you already said, Richard Sherman tips it. Malcolm Smith, Super Bowl MVP, goes off to pick it off. We win that game. After that, try me with a star receiver like Crabtree. We had just lost to them, I think, like 3 weeks earlier. And like, so to come back and this be like the end all be all game, a lot of shit talking going on. And I remember even back then feeling the gravity of like, damn, we gotta win this game. And like the fact that we won it and the fact that we won it in that fashion, that really solidified Richard Sherman as like, oh, this like he's who he says he is type shit. I think that was big for me, and him like running in the end zone talking shit to Crabtree as the game is ending, like that shit is just in my mind all the time. I think about it whenever like the Seahawks are in a big game. I think about that game, and so for me, that is my favorite playoff memory ever. So That's why when we put belt to ass on the Niners last week, if we see them again, if you guys lose and they win, we probably see them again in the next round. So maybe we get another one, but we'll see. So yeah, that was my number one playoff moment.
That I was thinking like while you were talking, how many Hall of Famers played in that game, or like future Hall of Famers?
I don't know. Is Earl a Hall of Famer? Is Cam a Hall of Famer?
I don't know if Earl and Cam are.
Cam are probably not.
Sherm is. Russ is.
Russ, Sherm. None of the receivers are. Yeah, Marshawn is. Cliff Averill.
You have
Michael
any?
Bennett, none of them.
Cliff
Bobby
Averill,
Wagner. Was Bobby Wagner in that game?
Bobby Wagner, yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Bobby Wagner.
Patrick Willis.
Yeah. None of the Niners receivers. Frank Gore. Yeah. That's it.
You know what's crazy is like all of those guys that played in that game like were at the top or near the top of the league in terms of their position. Like Michael Bennett is one of the best pass rushers in the league at the time. Cliff Averill was underrated, but like also a really good pass rusher. Like Aldon Smith and Justin Smith, insane. Vernon Davis was damn near the best tight end. He was like top 5 tight end in the league. And Cam Chancellor and Earl Thomas were like the best safety duo in the league.
Yeah.
It's wild how quick windows close in the NFL.
That's what I'm saying, bro. And that's like you really do have to cherish it because you don't get back. Like I'm sure when you were watching that game with that 2008 Packers Super Bowl, you're like, we got the best quarterback in the league. Like we're gonna be back here a couple times.
Imagine winning the Super Bowl and then your team goes 15-1 the next year. You're like, bro, ain't nobody be. And then the Giants walk up in your trap and take over your trap. It happens so fast. You're like, damn, that might have been it.
Yeah, bro. Windows close. And then, that's why you gotta cherish this shit, bro.
I live in a house of heartbreak, bro. Like my team done lost so many close games. Like my wife is a Falcons fan. Not gonna mention what happened, but like we all know what happened. Just like a house of, like we trying to reverse curses in this house, bro. Like, and I mean, I guess we could get into our actual playoff picks because I would love to talk Packers Bears first, just so we could get that out the way because I've been waiting for this game since week 16 or 15, whenever they played.
Yeah. So let's do it. I think first, we should just go through for the TikTok shit. I want to make a video that's like our NFC playoff predictions or like our NFC wildcard picks and our AFC wildcard picks. So like, I think we should just go through and say our winners real quick for each game for each conference, and then we'll go through and go back and talk about them. NFC wildcard predictions, wildcard picks, whatever you want to call them. Seahawks have the bye, so we're gonna start with Panthers Rams. For me, obviously, Panthers walked down the Rams a couple weeks ago. I think that this is the playoffs, and if the Rams lose to the Panthers, I'd be mind blown. So this is an easy one for me. I'm taking the Rams. Who you got?
I'm also taking the Rams, but I think it'll be a slow, like boring, kind of get it out of the mud game because the Panthers love to run the ball. Their defense isn't terrible, but they don't have playoff experience. The other side has Matt Stafford and Sean McVay and Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, like all these guys that have been there, done that. So I'm just taking the better team with the better coach and better quarterback.
Beautiful. Next up, we got Eagles Niners, which I mean, since you're a Packers fan, you probably don't think this is the best game on the slate, but it might be the best game on the slate.
Nah, it might be.
Yeah, I think it's the best game on the slate. Eagles Niners, I think Kyle Shanahan has done a great job with the Niners and dealing with their injuries and helping them overcome it. But like, I think eventually the bill just comes due. And I think the Eagles are as healthy. They're much healthier than the Niners. I think that Jalen Hurts in the playoffs, say what you want, has been nails. And I think that this Eagles team is the Super Bowl champion. I don't think they're getting enough respect. And I think that this is going to be an Eagles win over the Niners. And they're going to move on to the divisional. Who you got?
I also have the Eagles. I think playing the Eagles in Philly is always tough. And 49ers defense is a little bad. Like they give up a lot of points. They give up a lot of yards because they've lost their 2 best defensive players for the season. So, I mean, they've kind of been surviving by just outscoring the other team. If they score 30, 35, they usually win that way. But they got shut down by the Seahawks a couple weeks ago. So, and I think the Eagles kind of have that side of formula too, where they get pressure on Brock Purdy and things might get a little ugly. But I think it stays close, a low-scoring game, like 24-21 maybe.
Got you. And then lastly, Bears-Packers. We got our Packers fan here, so I already know where you going. But for me personally, flex it. Yeah. I think for me personally, I think the Packers are equipped to beat the Bears in a way that a lot of other teams aren't. I think the Bears have the best turnover differential in the NFL. They thrive off getting turnovers and capitalizing off of them. The Packers have the 4th lowest turnover rate in the NFL. They just don't turn it over that much. So I think that if this game looks like I think it's going to look, Jordan Love, the better quarterback in the game, does not turn the ball over, and the Packers walked him down. I think the Packers should have beat them twice. They beat them the week after Thanksgiving, and then outside of Romeo Doubs turning into Brandon Bostic, like, they should have won that game too. So I think the Packers should have beat the Bears twice, and I think that they're going to prove that on January 10th. What is that, Saturday? It's a Saturday night game? There we go.
Mm-hmm.
And so, boom, who you got?
Obviously, I have the Packers. I think these teams are more evenly matched than people want to say, but their weaknesses are in the same place. Like, the Packers, since Michael Parsons has gone out, they've been kind of iffy on defense. They've given up more explosive plays than they had the entirety of the season. But I will say, like, the Packers should be 2-0 against this team. And maybe them losing in that fashion will help them realize they need to take the Bears a little bit more seriously. And I think Ben Johnson's done a great job with this team that, honestly, in my opinion, is overachieving defensively. And on offense, they're on the right track to be a really good team in the future. But Packers have the better coach, maybe the better coach, but better quarterback, more consistent offense, in my opinion. Guys seem to be getting healthy at the right time. And I feel like they know that they are better than this team, and they realize that they should have won that game with the onside kick debacle or whatever. So I'm taking the Packers pretty convincingly.
Yeah. And now we can kind of go through and talk more in depth about them. I think that, I think Jordan Love doesn't get a ton of credit, and I am a part of that. I have in the past said that he's horrible. But I don't think that he is. I think that Jordan Love is actually a really good QB. And like I said, I think that the Bears are deathly dependent on turning the ball over. And when that doesn't happen, they aren't that good of a football team. And I think that their offense also has way more issues than anyone is willing to admit. Like, we just watched in a game that they were trying to win against a Lions team playing for nothing. They could not do it. They just could not win that game. And I think that there is something to be said about that. And I think that overall, they were hoping that the return of Jalen Johnson would help. He has not looked like the same guy, the same lockdown corner that he's been in the past 2 years. I think he's dealing with injuries, and I think he's gutting it out, and he's playing through a lot. And next year he will probably be better. But right now, I just think that the Packers are the better team. I think we're getting a Christian Watson masterclass. I don't think that the Bears can guard him very well. Shout out to Luther Burden, my dog. But other than that, I know Rome will be back. DJ Moore, obviously, wearing the cheese grater shit at the end of the game. I think the Packers all saw that. I think the Packers saw that game. They're like, copy. We're going to see y'all again. And now they have a chance to end the Bear season, which I think means a lot to them. So I am. I think the Packers win this one. Is there anything else you want to say about this game?
Yeah, I have a bit much.
Yeah, go crazy.
So obviously the Packers are coming into this game losers of 4 straight, really 3 straight. They kind of rested their starters the last week of the season, get everybody healthy, which I was fully behind. Your quarterback had a concussion, Josh Jacobs is hurt, your left tackle's hurt, Christian Watson's a little banged up. Everybody's a little hurt. So I think that was the right call. And the Bears also coming into this game losers of 2 straight. I don't think any of that matters. When you get into the playoffs, there's just different atmosphere. There's something different in the air. Everything means that much more. And I remember when your team plays a divisional rival, when you lose, you gotta take it for that week. I had to hear how clutch Caleb Williams is and how we couldn't get it done. And I'm watching us lose with Malik Willis at quarterback. I'm like, Jordan Love hasn't played football in 3 weeks. And before he got hurt, he was playing, I wouldn't say MVP level football, but he was playing really good football. But I just think the Packers are well equipped to beat this team. They like the Bears have nothing on defense to be scared about outside of forcing turnovers. The first game they turned over Jordan Love once, he threw an interception. The second game, Josh Jacobs fumbled in the red zone, very rare, and Malik Willis fumbled a snap, also very rare. And we also botched an onside kick. Like everything that went wrong, that needed to go wrong, went wrong. And I feel like while it's fun to watch, like the Bears conjure up magic every time they get to a fourth quarter, that's not how you win playoff games. Like you have to be consistent for 4 quarters, and even if you get off to a slow start, like the majority of the game, you got to do something. And I honestly think the Bears will have a good game plan. Like if they establish the run early and it works, I think it'll be a tough game for the Packers because the Packers don't have anybody, not that I know of, that can stop the run. Like they lost their best run stopper. They lost Micah Parsons. So there's nobody on their D-line that is a difference maker right now. Like Rashawn Gary hasn't gotten a sack since like week 9. So it's going to be tough for them. I think the linebackers and safeties got to step up. Like if you know your pass rush isn't great, you got to make some shit shake. Trayvon Diggs would be great if he maybe forced a turnover. That's like the biggest difference between the Bears defense and the Packers defense. Bears defense is very opportunistic and gives up a bunch of yards. Packers don't give up a bunch of yards, but they also don't force a lot of turnovers. So if this game is coming down to which quarterback plays better, I'm taking the Packers. If this game comes down to which team might force more turnovers, I think the Bears could come away with it. It really is a toss-up game. I think the spread is still 1.5. But like on paper and with the things that make sense in my mind, the Packers should win this game. And I'm not going to say this is our Super Bowl, but like you win this game, then everything else is like playing with house money. You win this game, you go play the 1 seed.
Game, then you come to Lumen. Then you come to
Lumen.
You face the dark side. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Come on.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, like you win this game, like all bets are off. You're playing with house money in a sense. You know, like I don't think Matt LaFleur is coaching for his job in this game, but I do think if the Packers lose in a certain fashion, his seat might, not that he will get fired, but his seat is definitely going to heat up if they lose in a similar way that they lost the last game, like to where you basically had the game wrapped up and you couldn't execute because guys weren't focused or whatever the case may be, or you just weren't like executing the way that you usually do. There's no reason unless we get blown.
Like, getting fired would be crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't think he will. I don't think he will because I don't think they're gonna lose. Like I don't think they're gonna get embarrassed.
Yeah.
But like if you lose to Caleb Williams throwing an absolute dime and it was a shootout like 30-35 and like you just losing that fast, like it's tough because your defense is banged up. But if you get embarrassed, yeah, that's a tough look because it's becoming a trend.
LaFleur would probably hit the market and be him and Harbaugh, I guess, would be the two best coaches to hire.
He's got 1 more year on his deal, and he wants an extension. Him and Gutekunst are kind of like lined up in terms of their contracts. So I think Goody gets his extension regardless because I think he's built a great team. But yeah, there's just something about like I'm not gonna say the team is soft, but there's something missing. Like. They always, it seems like a lot of the times in big games, they always come out and get smacked in the mouth. Like last year, they go to Philly, first play of the game, Keyshawn Nixon fumble on the kickoff.
How are we not prepared? Like what?
That's what I'm saying. Like how are we not ready for that?
Yeah.
And then like the first year when they played the Cowboys, it was a shock because nobody was expecting it. When people are expecting stuff of you, it's different expectations. And it looks a little funky because y'all haven't really, I'm not going to say y'all haven't done much. They made the playoffs 3 years since Aaron Rodgers left. But you haven't gotten to an
7 seed each time, right? You've been a 7 seed.
You've been the 7 seed each time. You haven't won your division since Aaron Rodgers left. It's a bad look, but I think Matt LaFleur is a good coach. Do I think there's things that he needs to work on? Absolutely. Do I think Jeff Hafley will probably get a job this offseason? About a 50-50 shot. Like he's gonna get some interviews, and honestly, every time I hear him in a press conference, like, bro, this guy's he makes me want to run through a wall, bro. Like, damn,
leader of men.
Yeah, man. He literally ended the press conference saying like, "We're not done, and I'll see y'all next week." All right, let's fucking go.
Yeah, shout out. That's not how I feel about Clint Kubiak. Like Clint Kubiak is getting a bunch of head coaching interviews, and I'm like, I've never seen a Clint Kubiak interview and thought like, wow, this guy's the guy's gonna lead my team. So I would be shocked if he's not in Seattle next year. But shout out. I'm glad he's getting his recognition. But yeah, so we both got Packers. If we want to go through Eagles Niners, for me, it's pretty simple. Like I think that the Niners are just a little too banged up. Like Trent Williams may or may not play, Ricky Pearsall may or may not play, and then you're really looking at Kittle and Christian McCaffrey. And guess who the best team at defending the tight ends are by a large margin? The Eagles. So like. If they take Kittle out of this game, you're looking at and Pearsall doesn't play, you're looking at Demarcus Robinson and Jawan Jennings. And granted, those guys have made some plays for them. Christian McCaffrey in the passing game is obviously one of, if not the best pass catching running back in the league. But like I think that comes like that you can only do so much with that. And so I think that the Eagles are just
Trent
more
Williams doesn't play. Oof.
Yeah, right. Like I just think that the Niners are like they got unlucky this year. They lost Fred Warner. They lost a lot. They lost Nick Bosa. Like they lost damn near their two best, not even damn near their two best players on defense. Two of their three best players, period. But
everyone not named Christian McCaffrey was hurt.
Yeah. At some
Brock
point,
Purdy was hurt.
Yeah, Matt Jones was
hurt.
willing him.
Brandon Ayuk hasn't played a game.
He won't be a Niner next year.
He's never gonna play a game in the Niners uniform ever again.
Yeah. So I think that like the Eagles they have a better structure in place. This is another game though, talking about coach firings. If the Eagles do lose this game, I think Sirianni's on the hot seat. I do. Like I think that I don't think maybe so. Not the hot seat, but like I think that there's something to be said. And I've seen Eagles fans be like, yo, granted, their coordinators get poached every year, damn near. But like the Kevin Patullo hire was not a good one, and now our offense is dog shit. And if we come into this game and lose to a Niners team that is this banged up, like what's going on here?
Well, the same thing happened. The same thing happened to the Eagles 2 years ago. Like they had Shane Steichen as their offensive coordinator when they went to the Super Bowl the first time. The Colts poach him. So they hire Brian Johnson, and Brian Johnson was awful. Yeah. And they lose in the first round. That season kind of collapsed. They
hired Kellen Moore, right?
They hired Kellen Moore, and then Kellen Moore gets poached, and then they hire Kevin Patullo, and he's ass.
Yeah,
I don't like it's tough to find coordinators, bro, especially offensive coordinators, because everybody wants the next offensive guru as their head coach.
I mean, Mike McDaniel's out there, and Mike McDaniel might go to the Lions. GG's if he goes to the Lions. Like that's gonna be insane.
If he go, I don't know if he goes to the Lions.
Cliff Kingsbury, he could be an OC. I'm granted, like I don't know if he wants to go from OC to OC. He might want to be a head coach.
I don't.
Kevin Stefanski, he will probably be a head coach, but
Kevin Stefanski will be a head coach.
Yeah. So like, I think that the Eagles will find another offensive coordinator. People will want to be a coach.
Vic Fangio is going to be their defensive coordinator until he decides he doesn't want to be a defensive coordinator anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, they need a new OC. I think Nick Sirianni is good, like for the locker room, and he's good for like knowing what players and coaches are good for what roles. But for whatever reason, he just can't seem to find the right OC consistently. So I think, I'd also pick the Eagles for this game. I'd like you said, I just don't think the 49ers have enough. There's two ways this game could go. It can either be like an absolute shootout, or it can be a nasty in the mud game, which is what the Eagles like. They play slow, methodical. They can be explosive at times, but their offense gets in the mud sometimes where they get in third and longs, and that's kind of where you want the Eagles. Like, yes, they have AJ Brown. Yes, they have Devonta Smith, but it's tough for Jalen Hurts to consistently make off-schedule throws. Granted, in the playoffs, he's done it consistently, so I'm not going to sit here and slander him. But the Eagles' offense this year is not nearly what it was last year.
No.
But with that being said, I don't think the 49ers have the personnel to stop the Eagles per se. They didn't defend the run well all season. They don't really have the bodies to defend the weapons that the Eagles have. So the Eagles should win this game. And if they don't, I think questions will come about. I think Sirianni and LaFleur are kind of in the same spot. We're like, all right, y'all got all this talent. And I think the only thing that's helping LaFleur is the fact that Micah Parsons got hurt and Tucker Kraft got hurt. So it's like, okay, lost two of your best players.
It's like, hey, we just
Sirianni is like, hey, we just won a Super Bowl. But I think that might also save him. Like, hey, I've taken this team to 2 Super Bowls in the last 4 years. Most coaches can't say that unless you're Andy Reid. So, the Eagles. I think Eagles fans are also dramatic. I know a few of them. They are very dramatic, very annoying, and they think that like if the game plan isn't perfect, even when they win, they're like, this is ugly win. Like a win is a win, bro. In the NFL, in the playoffs, a win is a win. I ain't got nothing else to say about this game. I do. This is the game outside of Packers, Bears that I will be paying attention to the most likely.
Yeah, I think for me, it goes Packers win. They go to face Seattle and Lumen, and I think Eagles win, and I think Rams win. We get Eagles, Rams, Packers, Seahawks.
Eagles, Rams is a banger.
Eagles, Rams is a banger. Obviously, a rematch from last year. You know, I think obviously, I think Seahawks beat Packers. I think Rams beat Eagles, and then I think for the third time this season, we get Seahawks, Rams, and the winner goes to Super Bowl. And I think whoever wins that game wins Super Bowl. I think whoever wins that game wins Super Bowl. So,
I'm like, obviously on paper, all of this, it would be great if all of these things happen, but like somebody's gonna sell.
Yeah, easily.
The Seahawks or the Rams, somebody's gonna get their ass whooped. Bro.
Panthers win.
Packers in the NFC. Like, how the fuck did we get here, bro? It reminds me of when the Packers ran the table that one year, then they run into the Falcons, and the Falcons absolutely dog walk them. It's like, we didn't deserve to be here, bro.
Yeah,
but somehow we showed up here.
Last NFC game, which we don't even have to spend much time on, is Rams Packers. Rams Panthers. I think this is very much a mismatch. I think it's hilarious that the Panthers won in week 13. We talked about it earlier, the Seahawks Saints game. This is very reminiscent of it, like team that wins a bad division.
I was thinking that.
You know, like team that wins a bad division goes to play team that is very easily the favorite and gets beast quaked out of the
imagine getting beast quaked by Rico Dowdle. Oh my god, bro.
Yeah. It's like Rico Dowdle shows up Jared Verse. Oh my god.
Quentin Lake is on the floor. I couldn't even imagine.
Yeah.
Honestly, bro, because I live in Charlotte, bro, go Panthers. I kind of
go Panthers. Hell yeah. I want the Panthers to win.
Yeah, and I don't want to see the Rams. Go Panthers.
I don't want to see the Rams either. So I'm hoping for the Panthers. If we look back at what happened last game, I think the Panthers won the turnover differential by 3. Mike Jackson got a pick 6 off Stafford. The Panthers were 7 for 15 on third down, 3 for 3 on fourth down, with 2 of those being 33 and 43-yard touchdowns. So like they were just effective in the money downs. They also ran the ball really well. They turned 40 carries into 161 yards. Rico Dowdle cooked them. Chuba Hubbard did good as well. He took a screen for a touchdown, I think. So like I that was the recipe there. I don't know that you're going to be able to replicate that. I don't. Yeah. So I think that the Rams are going to win this game. If Stafford does not turn the ball over, the Rams win this game, to be honest. Like it would take a colossal meltdown from what seems to be the MVP for the Rams to lose this. So yeah, I'm giving it to Drake May also, but the odds have Stafford as the favorite. Granted, last year the odds had Lamar as the favorite and Josh Allen won. So we might get a Drake May MVP, but I don't know. So yeah, did you have anything to say about Rams Panthers?
Just that in order for the Panthers to win, they basically have to play a perfect game. I don't know if they have that in them yet. Like skill position wise, they have pretty good. Like Tet, I love Tet, but like outside of Tet, who is that guy that's gonna step up? Is it gonna be Jalen Coker? It's most likely not gonna be Xavier Legette because he fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Like will they establish the run? And I don't know if they will. Like the Panthers, Rams are the best team against the run all season in the NFC. So how, like, what exactly is the game plan going in? And granted, the Panthers just lost to the Buccaneers. Like, let's not act like they're coming in here high. Like they lost to a team that they should have
in a must-win game.
In a must-win game on the road. And like, I don't know what. Like, listen, the football gods have done funnier things, but I just don't see a way the Panthers win this game unless, like you said, there's a colossal meltdown. Which seeing Matthew Stafford have 3 turnovers in a second game against the same team, I just don't see it.
Granted, like Stafford doesn't have the greatest playoff history. Like, you know, like he has had some stinkers, but like not recently. No, he has, you know,
but
like,
on the Lions.
Yeah, not recently. And so Going to the AFC now. AFC playoff picks for the wild card weekend. We could start with Patriots, Chargers. I think for me, this is a pretty simple one. I think the Patriots are a better team. I think they have the better quarterback. Maybe a hot take. I think they have the better coach. I know a lot of people say that the Patriots didn't play anyone this year. Easiest strength of schedule. Listen, man, Drake May is my MVP. I do not care about that. I think that the Patriots are in Foxborough. I think it's going to be hard to beat them. I think the Chargers have a couple of nice wins this year, but like they just don't really inspire confidence in me. And I think that Justin Herbert is going to go 6 years with not a single playoff win. So give me the Patriots. Who you got?
I also have the Patriots. After last year, I have no faith in the Chargers to do anything. Like, I gave Herbert a pass before, and then last year I was like, all right, I'm picking the Chargers. And he shat his pants. And listen, like, he's a talented quarterback, but he just doesn't step up. He hasn't stepped up in his biggest moments in his career yet. So, like, they also blew a lead to the Jaguars on the road 2 years ago. Yeah, bad track record, buddy. Like, I can't. And like you said, the Patriots are the better team. And I think the biggest mismatch here is Patriots defense or the Patriots defensive line versus the Chargers O-line. Like, the Chargers don't have their 2 starting tackles. Justin Herbert is the first quarterback to make the playoffs with like a bottom 5 O-line ever. So, yeah, I'm just hoping he makes it out of this game alive in a sense. And we both have Drake May as our MVP. And I'm expecting a great game from Stephon Diggs. He usually steps up at least for the Patriots, he stepped up in primetime games. And this is a Sunday night game. So, yeah, Patriots.
Yeah. Next up, we got Bills, Jags. For me, this isn't an easy one. I know the Jags are like everyone's feel-good story. Liam Cohen, Duval. They lose Travis Hunter. Parker Washington's a revelation. They trade for Jacoby Myers. BTJ has a bad start to the season, kind of starts to turn it around. Trevor Lawrence looks like he's the guy that everyone thought he was. I don't give a fuck. I'm not picking against Josh Allen. I think it's very well documented on this pod how I feel about Josh Allen. I think that he is the best player remaining in the playoffs. No Mahomes, no Burrow, no Lamar. This is his year. And it sucks that he's going to have to run into Seattle and ruin his year, but I think he's walking through the AFC. So I think that the Bills do win this game. And I'm taking Josh Allen. So boom. Who you
got? I'm taking the Jaguars. I don't think the Bills are a great team. I think they're a good team with a great quarterback. And I think they asked Josh Allen to do a lot of the things that he can do, but to do that on a consistent basis, especially against this team, like the Jaguars are coming off of great wins. Like they were the only team to beat the Broncos at home this season. That's very, very tough to do. In a conference where like there's a lot of newcomers. The Broncos came out of nowhere. Patriots came out of nowhere, and they established themselves as like one of the best teams in the league. Trevor Lawrence finally playing consistent football. Trevor Etienne looks good. They kind of have like this committee of wide receivers that are all pretty talented, and their defense is legit. Josh Allen is prone to have a turnover a game in the playoffs. So like if they force a couple turnovers and run the ball well, which I think they can do, they have the formula to do it. I think they'll win this game, not easily, but convincingly. And I just don't think the Bills have enough, like as a team. They have Josh Allen, obviously. I think James Cook is one of the best running backs in football. I've put my foot down for beating James Cook, but outside of that, like, am I gonna rely on Josh Allen magic for 4 quarters again on the road? On the road, no. If this game was in Buffalo, I would pick the Bills, but because it's on the road, and I think a lot of people are going your route, we're like, Josh Allen's the best quarterback in the league. Like, of course we're gonna take him. The Bills just aren't a great team to me.
I think that's fair.
I feel like he's been saving their ass all season. Their defense has been pretty leaky all fucking season.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that maybe I'm not in the minority because I think that, a lot of people also feel like I feel it's tough to pick against a better quarterback. But yeah, the next game is Steelers, Texans. I think these are 2 very flawed teams. But I think Aaron Rodgers is going to have to get the ball out very quickly because if they let him sit back there, I think that the Texans are going to kill that man. I think that both of these teams have a pretty good pass rush. I think that the Texans are a top 2, if not 1, defense in the NFL. And I think that, CJ Stroud's just more equipped to deal with the pass rush than a 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers is at this stage in his career. So I'm thinking this is going to be a low-scoring game, but I'm taking the Texans to beat the Steelers. Who you got?
Also taking the Texans. I think we saw the last ounce of what Aaron Rodgers had in the tank in terms of being clutch. I just don't think he'll have the opportunity to walk a team down in this sense. Steelers off. I know they're getting DK Metcalf back, but at the same time, this Texans defense is unbelievable. I think they're the best defense in the league, and they've got studs everywhere. And CJ Stroud just plays good enough football to give his defense a chance to make a play. Like, their offense isn't amazing. They don't have a run game. Their all line is kind of trash, but like, if he's able to get the ball out to Nico Collins and Xavier Hutchinson and Jaden Higgins, Jesus Christ, the name almost escaped me, and Dalton Schultz, like, they have enough to win this game, and they're playing at home. And CJ Stroud has shown up in the playoffs. Like, I don't want to make it seem like I'm just taking the Texans because I think the Steelers don't have enough. I think the Texans have shown that they can win at least one game I think they've won each of the last 2 years in the wild card rounds. So yeah. I think they beat the Browns 2 years ago. They beat the Chargers last year pretty convincingly. So yeah, taking the Texans.
There we go. And so yeah, if there's any games you want to double back on, for me, Chargers, Patriots. I think that the Chargers are susceptible to deep passes, and I think Drake May is one of the best deep passers in the league.
He is
not
the
best deep passer in the league, and in year 2. So yeah, I think that this offense is just going to be a little bit too much for the Chargers to contain, which is crazy because it's an offense led by like a rookie running back, Ramondre Stevenson, a second-year QB, Stephon Diggs coming off a torn ACL, Hunter Henry, Mac Hollins, Kayshon Boutte, who was like almost out the league. Like, I think that this is Drake May and Mike Vrabel have worked wonders on this team. And I don't think
Josh
Cinderella story and Josh McDaniels, I don't think it ends here. I said how I think that the playoff would go for the NFC, so I'll say it for the AFC. I think Bills beat the Jags, go to play the Broncos. I think Texans beat the Steelers, go to play the Patriots. I think Bills beat the Broncos. I think Patriots beat the Texans, and then we have Josh Allen, Drake May for the Super Bowl, and I'm taking Josh Allen. So I think my Super Bowl.
You think the Bills are going? Good God, Mike!
I think my Super Bowl.
You think the Bills are going on the road for 3 straight games and winning those games against 3 tough ass defenses?
I believe.
So who's going to make the difference? Who's going to be the guy to make the difference?
What do you mean? Who? His name is Joshua Patrick Allen.
All right, brother. He's not catching his own passes. So again, who is going to be the difference maker?
I've seen Khalil Shakir make some tough catches. Dalton Kincaid, had he caught that ball at the end of last year, they would have won that game. Dawson Knox always seems to show up for me. James Cook, Ty Johnson caught a crazy pass against the Broncos last year. I think they got guys that show up. Shit. I think that it's going to be hard to win 3 games on the road and then go to San Fran against Seattle. But I think that's where the story comes to an end. But I think they get there. I think the Bills get to the Super Bowl.
For the listeners, just so y'all know, this is clearly a Najee rom-com because his favorite quarterback is playing his favorite team in the Super Bowl. Whoop-de-fucking-do.
Yeah.
I guess I'll give my predictions because I didn't do the NFC. So for the NFC, I think we gave our picks. The Packers play the Seahawks. I just don't think the Packers have enough to beat the Seahawks, unfortunately. If they were fully healthy, washing y'all. But that's bro. If we had Micah Parsons and Tucker Kraft, you don't think we could beat y'all?
No.
Why not?
The best defense in the league, boy. No.
So what? We got one of the best offenses in the league.
We just beat the Rams in the what? We Matt Stafford threw for 400 yards. We still won.
It took a Rashid Shaheed punt return, an insane 2-point convert. Like, come on, bro.
Hey, you win how you win.
There's a reason. There's a reason why you don't want to see the Rams.
We should have beat them in Seattle, but we lost because he threw 4 picks. So hey. Should have gone to order talking about if Michael Parsons did, if Tucker Kraft did.
You can't control injuries.
Take them ACLs, boy. Take
You
them
can't control
ACLs. See me next year.
You can't control injuries. We will see y'all next year. And we're gonna see y'all next week too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the Seahawks beat the Packers. I think Eagles, Rams. Ooh. Honestly, I think the Eagles win that game. Like the Rams at home they don't really have home field advantage.
That'll be tough.
Yeah, that would be
Eagles
tough.
are tough out. Like they haven't, they haven't lost a playoff game in like 2 years. So like,
yeah, I think I would take the Eagles right now. My pick might change. And then Eagles, Seahawks. I'll take the Seahawks. Yeah, I don't know. Putting my faith in Sam Darnold feels kind of yucky, but I love y'all. I love y'all defense.
It's tough, but he did just win 2 big games. Like he beat the Rams, and then
he didn't do much last week. I mean, he did what he had to do last week, but like y'all running game was ridiculous last week.
Ken Walker, my God. But like
and Charbonnet.
And Sharps, yeah. Shout out. For fantasy, I want Ken Walker to walk, but like as a Seattle fan, I want him to come back. But yeah, like he's absolutely out of there. But Sam Darnold, I think like he has turned to, I don't want to say that. Like I will forever be scared that he's going to lose us a game, which is very scary. But like he wins a game versus the Rams. And then in the same situation that he was in last year, in a must-win game for the NFC for the bye, he wins the game. So like I do think that he's shown some kind of growth here. Do I think that he's turned a corner totally to be some like nails quarterback that you can depend on? No. Like I think he led the league in turnovers from a QB, if not had the highest turnover rate. So like that's always just going to be in the back of my head. But regardless, I'm a ride with us. I think our defense can do enough. But yeah, I don't have. Was there any other AFC? You did you want to give your?
I gotta give my AFC side. Yeah. So I'm not looking at the bracket. So if the Jaguars beat the Bills, who they play?
If the Jags beat the Jags are the 3 seed, so you have Pats winning 2. So you have what? Texans, Jags, Patriots, right? That's your 3.
Texans, Jags, Patriots, yeah.
So Texans would go play the Broncos. Jags would play the Patriots.
The Broncos would beat the Texans. Jags, Patriots is a tough one, but I would take. Honestly, I would take the Jaguars. I think the Jaguars are better than the Patriots, but it's tough to play the Patriots in Foxborough. But I think Trevor Lawrence could do it, but it stops there because the Broncos, to me, like the Jaguars beat the Broncos once. I don't know if they can do it again in the same place. Like there's a lot of questions around the Broncos and the validity of their 1 seed and how they won games, and like if Bo Nix is who he has been at his peak or at the height of the season. Like that's the thing. Like we don't know what we're gonna get with Bo Nix. So like picking the Broncos to go to the Super Bowl is kind of tough and kind of chalky because me picking the 2-1. You know what?
You got a Super Bowl rematch.
That's nasty. I'm gonna change my pick. I'm gonna take the Patriots over the Jags and then the Patriots over the Broncos. So Patriots,
MVP Super Bowl same season would be nuts. I'm not gonna lie.
That would be nuts. It's tough because like I feel like it's so wide open. We have no idea what's about to happen.
Yeah,
like there's no team that's outside of the Eagles and the Rams on the NFC side, and maybe the Bills a little bit on the AFC side. Like there's no team that's established themselves as, hey, we can make a run. We've never seen the Patriots in this position under this regime. We've never seen the Broncos in this position under this regime. Same thing with the Jaguars. So, like, I'm interested to see how this all shakes out. And I think it can get real wacky. This year's been pretty fucking upside down. Shout out to Stranger Things. And I think, I'm curious to see what happens come February.
I wanted to ask you, who do you think is the best team remaining in the playoffs?
A great question. I would say y'all are the Rams. Like I just think the reason I picked the Eagles over the Rams, I just think the Eagles are a bad matchup for them. Like the Eagles are a bad matchup for a lot of teams because they don't turn the ball over and they run the ball. They run the ball better, and Lane Johnson might be back. So it's tough. But I think in the NFC, it's y'all and the Rams for sure, and in the AFC, it's the Jaguars and the Patriots to me.
Yeah. For me, I think I think, and I might be biased, but like I think the Seahawks are the best team in the NFL. I do. I think that like they
It's
are
fair.
6-2
That's
against.
fair.
It is right. Like they're 6-2 against over 500 teams. Like I think for a lot of the season, people were like, "Who did they beat?" You know, like we beat the Jags, which didn't look like a great win back then. We beat every team that we played other than the Bucks because we didn't play them twice. And they didn't make the playoffs, so we're not going to get a chance. But we avenged every loss that we had. We lost to the Rams, beat them. We lost to the Niners week 1, beat them. So like, and you look at the team, like we have the best defense in the NFL. We have the best special teams unit in the NFL. We have a top 10 offense. Like the only thing that people say when they talk about the Seahawks is like they have Sam Darnold. And like I get it. That's scary as a Seahawks fan. I understand that like you don't want to put all your hopes into Sam Darnold. But I'm riding with us. I think Mike McDonald and our defense will do enough to mitigate whatever Sam Darnold throws at us. And the problem the whole year was the run game, and we didn't have a run game. Ken Walker and Zach Charbonnet never had a good game at the same time. And then over the last 3 weeks, we run for like 170 on the Rams. We won for 180 on the Niners. Like the run game is figuring it out. So like I think if we can lean on the run game and Ken Walker and Sharps and not force Sam Darnold to make these game-saving must-need throws, then like we should be in a good shot, a good spot. But yeah, I think that's it for
the reason I picked the before we end. The reason I picked the Seahawks and the Patriots is I feel like they both have similar formulas to winning. Like Patriots and Seahawks both have great defenses, and they both run the ball really well with 2 running backs, and they have quarterbacks that. I mean, Drake May's better than Sam Darnold, but Sam Darnold most of the time takes care of the ball, does what he has to do. The problem is just sometimes he kind of glitches and decides he wants to turn the ball over 2-3 times. And again, like when you're looking for a reason why you wouldn't pick a team, I guess that would be the main reason. But it kind of reminds me of like the Seahawks of old in a way. Like Russell Wilson is not Sam Darnold, but he's doing what he's asked to do. And, you know, they didn't have JSN back then, but like it's a trade-off. Like you had beast mode running the ball. And now you have JSN catching the ball, and you had good enough receivers to cover up for what you just to have just enough. And I think it's the same thing, but like in reverse.
Yeah, man.
Like Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet, they're good enough as a duo.
Yeah.
And the defense is elite.
Hopefully he wins it. I mean, I think it's kind of between like him, Puka, Bijan, JSN. But hopefully he wins it.
But I hope he might give it to Puka.
Yeah, they might give it to Puka. They might give it to Puka, but I hope he wins it. He did lead the league in receiving yards. He's like the top 8 receiving season of all time.
Yeah.
So like hopefully JSN wins it, but we'll see.
Puka's
but yeah,
nuts, man.
He is nuts. He's insane. He's insane. But I think that's it for the NFL talk. We'll double back next week. See what we predicted.
Before any coaches, like if they lose this weekend, we talked about Nick Sirianni. We talked about LaFleur. Any other coaches you think if they lose, they're on the hot seat? I have 2. I think they could be on the hot seat.
For me, the only one that really stands out is Mike Tomlin. Like I think that if they lose, I think that they have a real conversation of like, do we actually want to continue with Mike Tomlin as our coach? We just saw John Harbaugh get packed. Now Mike Tomlin is the longest tenured head coach. I think it's been like 19 seasons, something crazy. So I think that they could see like, hey, maybe Aaron Rodgers hangs it up. Maybe Mike Tomlin goes and the Steelers just start like a brand new blank slate, bring in a new coach, find a quarterback, and figure it out. So I think Mike Tomlin is really the hottest one on the seat. Like I think there's no way Sean Payton's getting fired. There's no way that DeMeco Ryans is getting fired. There's no way Liam Cohen is out of there. I think maybe Sean McDermott. I think Sean McDermott.
I said Doug McDermott. I'm screaming.
Say shit. I think maybe Sean McDermott if the Bills lose. Maybe, but I don't know. Like I think that the Bills. I don't know. I think maybe Sean McDermott and Mike Tomlin are the 2 on the hottest seats because there's no way Jim Harbaugh's gone. There's no way Vrabel's gone. Mike McDonald ain't going nowhere. Dave Canales is playing with house money. McVay is fine. Sirianni we talked about. Shanahan ain't going nowhere. Ben Johnson ain't going nowhere. And maybe LaFleur. But like really, I think the 2 are McDermott and Tomlin.
I saw something the other day is like indicative of where we are in terms of the teams that are in the playoffs. Did you know Matt LaFleur is the oldest coach in the
The
NFC.
NFC. Yeah, that's
That's
crazy.
crazy. He was the young, like when he got hired, he was the youngest coach in the league.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was older than Shanahan.
Neither did I. That's
Which
crazy.
is
Yeah.
wild. Yeah, that's wild. Because you're used to like Andy Reid, Tomlin, Harbaugh, like people like that always being in, or like who's NFC coaches that got fired recently? I guess like your boy
I can't
Pete
even
Carroll.
remember. Yeah, Pete Carroll.
Like
That's
Pete Carroll, Mike McCarthy, like people like that.
yeah.
So we're
Eberflus.
in,
Yeah.
yeah, fuck that guy. But yeah, like we're in a new era and it's showing. Like there's a lot of things changing. Maybe the Bears are like the new face of their division. Maybe y'all are like the new face of y'all division. Like it's a lot of things are gonna happen. Maybe the Broncos take over as the kings of the AFC West. Interested to see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, and just like the quarterback field this year, like there's Josh Allen's the third oldest quarterback. Like that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
He's 29. He's the third oldest guy.
I thought he was second.
It's Roger Stafford.
Rogers.
Yeah, Roger Stafford, Josh. And then other than that, it's a bunch of 27-year-old youngins.
27 and younger. Yeah, bro.
27 and younger. It's like, damn. We're back. Had some connection issues, you feel me? But we are so back. And to end off the pod, we just want to talk through the Trae Young trade, give our opinions on it. Obviously, he got moved to the Washington Wizards for Corey Kispert and CJ McCollum. No draft picks, just straight 2-for-1. I feel like you really never see trades like that in the NBA, so that was a little bit shocking. But what was your thoughts on it when you first saw it?
It sounded like it was already in the works by the time they started announcing that it might happen, and then the Wizards emerge as the top candidate. I feel like it was because that was the only team available that would give him his extension. But I don't even know if they really committed to that yet. It's a little weird. Like they're saying that he may not play that much because they're trying to hold on to the rights that they have for their pick, which has to be top 8 for them to retain it. Which I think should be against the NBA's rules, but I think that's deliberately and intentionally tanking. But the trade itself, oh man, like how far have we fallen from like where Trae Young was? Because I still feel like he's an all-star level guard. Like he has career averages of 25 and 9. He's one of the best playmakers in the league. And yes, his defense is absolutely atrocious. But like you can't tell me like adding Trae Young to your team, especially if you need a team where you have a team where you need a playmaker or somebody to just help set up and organize the offense, like he wouldn't be valuable. I understand he's bad at defense, but he is 6'1", 6 feet maybe. And he is very talented offensively. He's not like the shooter that he was playing. Like he got comparisons to Steph. I always kind of compared him to like Steve Nash. Just because he's a great shot maker, but maybe not like an elite shooter, if that makes sense. Because his 3-point percentage is usually around like 35%.
Yeah.
And his field goal percentage is like 43 to 47 ish. So like the shooting numbers are like James Harden range, but he's taking shots from like what Steph would take.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think the problem with Trae Young is like, so it's already hard to be a championship caliber team with a guard as your best player, right? Like we've really only seen two people do it recently. Steph, who's an outlier in that like he's the greatest something of all time. Like he's the greatest shooter we've ever seen. So like it's already an outlier. And then Shea, who not only plays great defense, but has turned into the most efficient scoring guard since Michael Jordan. So like two outliers come together and they win a chip, right? Outside of that, it's hard to be a guard and be the best player on a championship team.
This is what I talked about months ago. I don't know if you remember. Like I was saying, it's hard to be a point guard or a shooting guard for that matter and lead your team to a championship. But not even that. Like I've also said, Trae Young can't be the best player on a championship team.
Yeah.
I know he took them to the Eastern Conference Finals. That was a bit of a weird year. It was like right after the COVID season or the season after the bubble. And there was a lot of weird things happening with protocols and people being sick and like teams just being tired. Like all the teams that were in the bubble kind of lost their legs that next season. So a lot of other teams emerged, but it's like there's two sides to this coin. Like, yes, Trae Young, as is right now, it's hard to insert into a team and expect him to like play like respectable defense. Like that's the thing about Steph. He used to get ragged on about his defense, but he's a good help defender and he's able to at least get in the passing lanes. Trae Young does none of that. But on the other side of it, it's like Trae Young has never played with another all-star in his career.
Mm-hmm.
So like what maybe a new environment is going to be good for him. Granted, I don't know what the Wizards are planning on building, but I assume they're trying to get one of the top guys in this upcoming draft and build around Trae Young, whoever they draft, and Alex Sarr. And I like Alex Sarr. He's a good offensive player. The Wizards are not going to play. They don't plan on playing any defense, which is fine. But I think for like it's crazy to see like Desmond Bane and Mikal Bridges get traded for 4 and 5 first round picks, and then I saw a graphic of like Luka Doncic and Trae Young, who were traded for each other on draft night, by the way. Got traded for 1 combined first round pick. So it's like, and then to make things even crazier, Anthony Davis was involved in that trade, and then reports came out that the Hawks are trying to find a way to get Anthony Davis onto their team, which I think would work, but like, why is that the plan? Like, Anthony Davis can't even stay on the court, but like, if you're giving up Zachary Richeche and some other like salary filler to get Anthony Davis, sure, why not? But where does that like? I guess you do go for that because the East is wide open. There's no like favorite team. The Knicks have looked a little shaky. The Pistons are playing well. The Celtics are kind of up and down, but they've looked good recently. Like, I guess you do take your shot at Anthony Davis if you're the Hawks, but at the same time, long term, how does that work out?
Yeah, I think granted, like the Hawk, I think people are like, you should have sold Ty years ago, but like, imagine it's a tough sell to after the Eastern Conference Finals when Trae Young looked like one of the best point guards in the league to go and be like, yeah, let's sell him now. When like your franchise has had no playoff success in years, that just is not realistic. And like, maybe you could have sold him last year or 2 years ago for a couple picks. But at this point, it's like, hey, he's going to pick up a $50 million player option this year. So it's like the Hawks are not giving him an extension. If the Wizards try and give him an extension, it's like, okay, he's not going to opt out of the 50 mil because no team is going to give him 50 mil this summer. It's just not going to happen. So he's going to pick up the 50 mil. He's going to be an expiring contract next year and then hit free agency in 2027 if the Wizards don't extend him. If he walks, the Wizards are like, okay, cool. We gave up Corey Kispert and CJ McCollum. Who cares? You know, it's like we don't, it's no crazy thing for us. And if we want to re-sign him, we have the money to re-sign him. So I don't blame the Wizards for doing it. I also see the vision with the Hawks where it's like, hey, right now we have a bunch of guys. We're better without Trae Young. It's hard to win with him. Like his style of play, he's not a great shooter. His shot diet consists of like deep threes and floaters and middies that we're just like not super comfortable with. That stolen offense. You also have to put like a very specific group of players around him and build your roster around him in a way that isn't that conducive to winning. So it's like, hey, let's get him up out of here. We're not going to pay him the 50 mil. We're not going to pay him a 60 mil extension. The same thing that you see the Grizzlies about to do with Ja. It's like, hey, we don't think that Ja Morant is going to be the best player on a championship team. And that just is what it is. Like
that ties in with the emergence of a Jalen Johnson who looks like maybe not a superstar but a young star, and he'll probably be an all-star this season, and he's essentially like your point forward. And it's just tough because I felt like they coming into this year, they did everything that they did was to build around Trae and to help Trae. They knew Jalen Johnson was coming back, so they add Nickeil Alexander-Walker, they add Porzingis, and turns like. And when we last potted, I was like, let's wait and see what happens when Trae comes back. Like, and it just got a lot worse. And like you said, his play style just doesn't. I don't know if it ever, like, I'm not gonna say it doesn't equal winning because we've seen it work. But like, what player can you pair Trae Young with that you feel like even if he wasn't the best player on the team, that he could still contribute the way he contributes?
Yeah. And so what I wanted to figure out is like how good of a player is Trae Young at this point. And so Stop me when I say a player that
this
you
season
think,
or
yeah,
like just because he's not having a great season.
Well, and he's probably not going to play the rest of the year. So, like, just in general, right? Like, let's just say whatever you think of Trae Young, we can take other people's this season, but like, let's just take like Trae Young and whatever you feel like he is in this point of his career. So I'm not even going to say, so, okay. Stop me when I say a player that is worse than Trae Young. Now, I'm not going to say the Jokic, Shea, Luka, Wemby, all that. So let's start with Jaylen Brown, Devin Booker, Tyrese Maxey, Jalen Williams, Jalen Johnson, Kawhi, Evan Mobley, Karl Anthony Towns, Chet Holmgren, Jamal Murray, Anthony Davis, James Harden, Pascal Siakam, Scotty Barnes, Lauri Markkanen, Bam Adebayo.
Wait, hold on. Okay, so I think, geez, man, because like, I don't think Lauri's a bad player, but I think and he's also easier to like just fit onto a team because he's great off the ball. He shoots really well. I think Trae's like his greatest attributes don't attribute to like valuable basketball. Like you can get his best attributes from other players while they offer defense at levels that he's just not giving you. Like for example, yesterday we were talking about like, would you rather have Steph Castle or Trae Young? And I'm like, well, Trae Young's a better like individual talent than Stephon Castle. But Stephon Castle is going to guard my best guard. He's going to give me a solid 15 to 20 points a night. He's also going to get some rebounds and assists. And he plays well off the ball. Everything that I just named outside of assists, Trae Young, and obviously points, because Trae Young scores about 25 a game. Trae Young's not doing. He's not playing off the ball.
It's not an efficient.
Yeah, and it's a little more efficient. And I can put Stephon Castle next to a ball dominant guard like a De'Aaron Fox. I can't do that with Trae Young. So, like, as an individual talent, Trae Young is better than a lot of guys. But, like, to fit him onto a team and for him to be as valuable as you need him to be, like I said, his best attributes just are not valuable enough to where, like, I can find a point guard that can give me 2 times the defense of Trae Young, half the playmaking. And then the guard that I put next to him can also do the same thing. And that's kind of what teams like. That's what the Hawks are doing. Like Nickeil Alexander-Walker is playing outstanding basketball, and he defends really well. And he's putting up like 17, 18 a game, and efficiently. And the ball's not sticking, and the whole team is playing better.
Yeah, and the last thing I want to do before we get out of here, I guess I think that's where Trae Young stands amongst like players, but I want to say amongst guards. So like, you tell me if this player is better than Trae Young. Trae Young or Austin Reeves?
Shit. Austin Reeves ain't played basketball in like a month. I would say like this year, Austin Reeves. But like neither. Austin Reeves is like a better scorer a little bit, but I think they're about the same to me. Like Austin Reeves is a third option, second, third-ish option. Like LeBron seems to have
2.5, you know? Like 2.5.
Yeah. But I think that's like the position that Trae needs to be in, like not be the first option. So we have yet to see him as that. So I'm curious to see what he looks like as a second option instead of trying to lead a team.
Trae Young or De'Aaron Fox?
De'Aaron Fox.
Trae Young or Derek White?
For what? As an
player,
individual talent?
As a player, yeah.
Like, Derek White gives you better shooting and better defense than Trae Young. But Trae Young gives you better playmaking. But Derek White gives you, like, 40% of the playmaking that Trae Young can give you.
So you're taking Derek White.
For what their role is, yes. Like, Derek White is great in his role. but Trae Young is a better basketball player. Like it's such
That's
a
what I'm
tough
asking
argument.
you. Derek,
Yes,
so
Trae
you're
Young's a
thinking
better
Trae
basketball
Young.
player.
Okay. Trae Young or Desmond Bane?
Trae Young.
Trae Young or LaMelo Ball?
Trae Young.
Ooh. Trae Young or Josh Giddey?
Ooh. I'll say Giddey. Giddey's having a great year.
Shit. Trae Young or Tyler Hero?
Nigga, they damn near the same person. My God. Yeah, like they both have the same issues to where like maybe they've peaked as players and you know what they give you on the offensive side of the ball, and it's kind of, but even then, like Tyler Hero rebounds a little bit better than Trae Young, and he's a better shooter than Trae Young. But like, so what? Like, it depends on what you value. Like, are you valuing shooting more? Are you valuing like playmaking and not turning the ball over as much? But I think shooting is a premium in today's league, so I would probably give it to Tyler Hero, and he's a better off-ball player as well.
Trae Young or Darius Garland?
Trae Young. Darius Garland's like a worse version of Trae Young.
Trae Young or John Morant?
Trae
Young or Keontae George?
Trae. I know. Listen, Keontae George is having a great season. He's having a great season. He also doesn't really play defense like that. But he is a better scorer than Trae, to like in terms of just where he can score from on the floor. Like he can shoot the three, he can get to the mid range, score efficiently, gets to the basket. He's a good player. He's not better than Trae Young to me. And he can be though, like in a couple of years if he keeps this up.
Trae Young or Zach LaVine?
Trae Young. Do you know Zach LaVine is top 5 or bottom 5 in career plus minus?
Yeah, I mean he's just not a winning basketball player. That just is what it is. Like
I saw the list today. It was
not a winning basketball player. He just
Zach LaVine was like number 4, and Colin Sexton was like number 6.
Yeah, like they're crazy. He's a fun player. He's always been a fun player, but he's just not going to contribute to winning basketball games. Granted, he hasn't been on a lot of good teams really ever. So like I think that's tough, but he also doesn't contribute to winning basketball games on the team he's on. You know, like he doesn't help his team win a lot of games, but he's also not been on a team where the team's expected to win a lot of games. So it just kind of is what it is.
Well, the Bulls did acquire him to win some games, and they did. Like they raised their floor and they made the playoffs.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that's the argument when we talk about guys like Trae Young. Like Trae Young will raise your floor, but not your ceiling in a sense.
Yeah.
Tough.
Yeah, I think that's everything. And the connection has been on and off, so bear with us. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Run It Up podcast. I didn't say this earlier, but make sure you subscribe to the podcast everywhere that podcasts are found. And we didn't get over 2 hours. Hell yeah. By the time I edit this, it's probably going to be like an hour 30. So let's go, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make sure you subscribe to Run It Up Pod. Leave a 5-star rating and review everywhere that you find podcasts. Follow me on Twitter at Najee_. Follow Jalaal on Instagram at j.sandy_. Follow us on Twitter at Run It Up Pod, TikTok, Instagram, all that good stuff. Everything is in the description. Hope you guys have a little day, a little night, a little life, just like we do in every episode of this podcast. Make sure y'all go Happy New Year. Run it up.